Here you go. I got one for you. Things audiophiles love to hear. Why do I need that when my phone does the exact same thing? No, your phone can't do the same thing. I mean, if you're content with just listening to crappy MP3s out of your AirPods, then cool, this video probably isn't for you. And that's okay. But what if you're wanting a little more from your music? Look, you don't have to be an audiophile or spend thousands of dollars on glorified iPods from the future. I'm here to help you and answer the question of, where do I go first? Answer? Right here. If you want more than a brief overview of DAPs or digital audio players, we'll link to our buying guide from last year where I go over some of the basics on what they are. Since I want to get into a little more nitty-gritty on how these players work this year, I'll be short here. What is a DAP? DAP stands for Digital Audio Player. You can call them portable music players too. Think of the iPod. Now throw that thought away, and a DAP can pretty much do everything better. A DAP is usually a smart device like a phone without the calling feature. It has a mobile OS like Android, has a high-end DAC or digital to analog converter, includes an amplifier for the headphones, and Wi-Fi for streaming services like Tidal, Qobuz, and Spotify. They also include Bluetooth for wireless listening via high-resolution codecs. Yes, you can listen to high sample and bitrate music wirelessly. That'll be a video for another day. DAPs are also play-ready with a bunch of different file types and sizes, and comes with analog I/O for headphones. Yes! Headphone jacks. Crazy, right? So they are all these things wrapped up into a portable high-fidelity package. So last year we got a lot of great feedback from you all about what you're looking for in a music player and questions from first-time buyers. DAPs are a great all-in-one solution for those wanting to take their high-res music with them without having to bring along huge headphones, a headphone amplifier, a music player or your phone, dongles, adapters, and more. Bring a DAP, your favorite headphones or iems, and you're good to go. That's all you need. So here you are. You want more out of your music, but you don't know where to start. Well, you're in the right place. DAPs come in many shapes, sizes, and price points. I'm going to go over a few brands so you can see the difference in what each has to offer, how they work, and hopefully you can have a better idea of what DAP is right for you. Now, the most important thing when it comes to choosing a DAP is what kind of sound signature appeals most to you. Are you the type of person that likes to get lost in the music? Or do you like to catch all the details and nuances of a performance? This is one of the first questions Drew asks someone when they call in for help. It goes a long way in figuring out what is right for you and what isn't. First up, let's talk about a Stellen Kern. A Stellen Kern is a South Korean company that focuses on creating some of the most popular DAPs, CD players, headphones, and home cinema products on the market. A Stellen Kern products stylistically stand out from the crowd with their modern metals aesthetic, sharp edges, and sleek designs. Their digital music players look like the future. They have the most varied sound signatures of the bunch here, with their entry-level DAP being incredibly detailed and analytical, while their flagship SP2000 is one of the best full-bodied sounds of any music player on the market. Speaking of their entry-level music player, here we have the Sr25 Mark II. Last year we had the original Sr25 on the list, but AK did a revamp of the model with even better specs this year. This DAP is a great first step for those wanting more out of your music without having to deplete your bank account to do it. Like the original Sr25, the SR series product line embodies the perfect balance of value and performance. It's hard to imagine getting more features for the price with any other premium DAP manufacturer, and the Mark II improves upon an already outstanding music player. It's the smallest DAP in AK's lineup, and it packs some great detailed sound and super long battery life. On the side you have your volume knob, on the top your I/O, on the side your track control buttons and your power on the bottom your charging and your micro SD, The improvements to the Sr25 Mark II bring the music player up to speed with some of the latest tech in Stellen Kern's products like BT Sync, file drop, and silver plating shielding, but sound improvements don't merit a new purchase for owners of the Sr25. The original Sr25 is still a great DAP, it's just discontinued. Bottom line, this isn't an upgrade for existing Sr25 owners, rather Stellen Kern is providing even more to those wanting to take their first step into the audiophile world, with enhanced value and features. The SC180 DAP actually came out after the SC200 player, but both players share in the philosophy of giving the listener the option to change the sound according to their preference. It's an innovative design for Stellen Kern by implementing interchangeable all-in-one modules that pop in and out of the top of the music player. The system is similar to that of Ibaso, which they've used for years, but the difference is that Stellen Kern allows the user to swap out different DACs, which directly affects the sound. On the top, all you have to do is press these two buttons, and you'll just lift up. Sometimes it's a little difficult, but yeah, that's it. Again, this is the only Stellen Kern player that has this wonderful feature. By applying different DAC amp configurations, adjusting the tuning and outputs for each module, the listener can choose the sound which most aligns to their personal listening preference. You want a warmer sound? Switch the DAC. More detailed and analytical sound? Switch the DAC. The SC180 allows you to listen to your music the way you want to. Here on the side, you have your volume knob. On the top, your I/O and power. Note that there are no track control buttons on the side. Underneath, you have your charging and micro SD. For those wanting a customized sound, or to even have options without having to buy a completely separate device, the SC180 makes a great choice for your portable hi-fi solution. New to the list this year is the SP2000T. Aesthetically, this might be one of my favorite looking Stellen Kern players. On the side is our volume knob. On the top, our I/O and power. On the side, you have your track control. The bottom is your charging and micro SD. On the back, you have your LED indicator as well for your track info. What sets the SP2000T apart is the fact that it is equipped with a portable-friendly dual triode Korg new tube. The new tube is good for about 30,000 hours and features an anode grid filament structure which operates the same as a triode vacuum tube. It's much smaller, consumes less power, and still delivers the same audio with rich overtones. 3 modes. Op-amp mode gives you that classic AK signature, extreme clarity and dynamic sound. Tube amp mode gives you full access to the Korg new tube with a uniquely warm and musical sound. Hybrid amp mode gives you control of just how much warmth or clarity you want, with 5 options to find just the right spot for you. The SP2000T is a great DAP for those who want the option to adjust their music between warmth and clarity. The vintage sound from the tube isn't for everyone, but Stellen Kern gives you 7 options to find the right balance, making the SP2000T a great DAP for everyone. Ibaso represents the middle-of-the-road sound signature between Stellen Kern and Sony. An incredibly resolute and neutral sound, Ibaso DAPs are also known for their extreme customization options. Their products incorporate a replaceable amp card design that can switch out I/O, amplifier, and more to customize your music player to how you want to listen to your music. They represent an incredible value as well for the price point. The Ibaso Dx240 is a steal. Like all other Ibaso DAPs, you can replace the amp card, giving you access to various I/O and power configurations. The thing that stands out about Ibaso players is the user experience and their gorgeous, large, and vibrant displays. They're like the iPhone of DAPs. You're not going to find a nicer screen out there. Whereas the DX300 is the flagship music player of Ibaso's lineup, the Dx240 gets you a lot of the bells and whistles for less than $1,000. The DX240 uses a dual OS system with Android 9.0 and Mango OS, giving you access to the entire APK library and music streaming apps. On the side, you have the buttons and the knob. Top, you have the charging port, SPDIF, micro SD. And then on the bottom, you have your line out, unbalanced 3.5 and balanced 2.5. With the ES9038 Pro DAC chip, it's hard to find a better sound out of a single DAC configuration. To put this into perspective, the flagship player from Stellen Kern costs around $3,500. The flagship player from Sony costs around $3,200. The DX240 from Ibaso costs less than $1,000. Sure, it doesn't sound as good as the SP2000, but you're still getting flagship level sound and performance for just $200 over what the entry-level player costs from a Stellen Kern. You can't beat the value of the sound in this package. Sony needs no introduction. The inventor of the Walkman is still innovating and producing some of the best sounding audiophile gear on the market. Typically a warmer sound signature, Sony DAPs provide great bottom end and fullness to your music. Their high-end DAPs can be pricey, but you're also paying for a product that is single-handedly created to make your music sound the very best it can. Supported by Android with Wi-Fi for downloading and streaming, the Nwzx507 Walkman lets you enjoy music from all your sources. I love this little music player. The unfortunate thing about the WM1Z, which is the flagship player, is that it didn't have Wi-Fi for music streaming. The 507 fixes that, but with new Sony players on the way, I wouldn't be surprised if their entire lineup now had Wi-Fi with the ever-growing popularity of high-resolution music streaming. The Nwzx507 has great battery life, lasting up to 20 hours on a single charge. The DAP is also smaller than its other Walkman siblings with a 3.6-inch screen. It's a nice little snappy music player. You can get into your music from Sony's app there. Buttons on the side, nice and tactile. I/O on the front, 4.4 balanced, 3.5 unbalanced. USB-C, micro SD on the side. With Android, you'll be able to download all your favorite music streaming apps and incorporate your music player into your car system if you use Android Auto. Overall, it's a great device if you're looking for a warm sound signature and you want streaming capability in your DAP. Again, these are just some of the great DAPs included in our buying guide, which we'll link to below. There you'll find lots more info on these DAPs and features. Hit that thumbs up if you like this video and be sure to subscribe for more audiophile and music lover gear and content. There's lots of information here, so if you're not sure where to start with music players, or if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and we'll be more than happy to help however we can. As always, thanks for watching. Thank you.